that was Action Scene by composer Brian Balmages. And, oh, thank you. Brian would be so happy. And it is, for tonight's performance, I've selected several quotes to go along with each piece, and they just happen to be quotes by a very inspirational person in history, for me at least, Helen Keller. And so this first quote, because it was an action scene and a Hollywood-style soundtrack that you just heard, I wanted to quote Helen Keller's, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." And they went for it, and I hope you agree. They did a great job. There was a lot of action on stage. And I hope you don't mind, and I hope you understand, we have a lot of complex changes in our percussion section. From piece to piece, they have to move from station to station and prepare their instruments. So that's why I'm going to visit with you between each selection and give them time to set up. So this next piece, it's called Yozawa, and is written by a local composer who happens to be in the audience with us this evening, Mr. Stephen Hill. Mr. Hill and his wife Barbara. And it is our honor to share this piece with you. Yozawa is actually a stream, a fishing stream in Japan. And Mr. Hill was doing some research for this particular piece, and that's how we connected. And there is a Helen Keller quote that I'd like to share before we begin this piece, because to me, this is a very colorful, beautiful piece, and inspired by a love of fishing, which was inspired by a loving parent. So for us, this is a piece about the love of family. And to that end, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And we hope that you will feel our heart as we share Yozawa by Stephen Hill. How about a round of applause for our composer, Stephen Hill. Thank you, Stephen. This last piece, entitled Chasing Orion, there's a bit of a program note that I'd like to share with you. That Chasing Orion, as in Orion the constellation, harkens back to a different era where the way to get around the world was through clipper ships, and they were powered by the wind, and they were guided by the stars. Hence the title Chasing Orion, because we're referring to old school GPS. Okay, so sailors used the stars to navigate their ships, and in many respects, all the adults in this room are the stars for us on stage. The educators, the classified staff, everyone, the parents, you guys are the universe for all of us. These students depend on you for our navigation. And so in that sense, we like to honor the work of every person involved in the lives of these students, from administrator to classroom teacher to classified staff, to the people that prepare the food, that drive the buses, everyone, and the adults, the special people in our lives that are our guiding stars. And so to that end, I'd like to share one last quote. Okay. The most important day in all my life is the one on which my teacher, Anne Mansfield Sullivan, came to me. I'm filled with wonder when I consider the immeasurable contrast between the two lives which it connects. That day, by the way, would occur tomorrow, 136 years ago. The first day that Helen Keller and Anne Sullivan met each other was March 3rd, 1887. So, with that, I think our percussionists are ready to go. We'd like to share our final number, Chasing Orion, by composer Roland Barrett.